Hey, everybody, and welcome to another installment, another edition of Work Your Career Wednesday. I'm Bradley Clark, and I'm so happy, thrilled, and just blessed that you guys decided to stop by and tune in today. And today we got a great show. But before we get to that, let's talk about White Husky Films. Let me tell you something. If you have anything and everything related to video that you want documented, contact Steven Saldana. The number is on the screen. You can always visit us at www.whitehuskyfilms.com. Dream, create, record in that order. And when you choose White Husky, you'll be so glad you did. Now on with the show. Dustin Ybarra. He is a good friend. He is a film and television star. You know, his credits, I'll go into his credits in the show, but this guy's got quite a story. And I'm telling you, he goes into his triumphs, his tragedies, what it's like to go from being out here in Texas to going out to Hollywood to make a career, and sort of what it takes to be successful in that business. And for me, it doesn't matter if you're an actor or a stockbroker, and everything in between. These are life lessons and great things that we can all glean from. So without further ado, I'd like to tell you to sit back, relax, and enjoy my friend, Dustin Ybarra. Hey, everybody, and welcome once again to Work Your Career Wednesday. I'm Bradley Clark, as always, and got a special guest, Dustin Ybarra. What is up, man?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Dude, it's been too long, bro.
It has been too long, dude. It's been way too long. Last time I saw you, Houston, right?
Yeah.
Joke joint.
The joke joint.
That's right. That club is not around anymore.
Shut up.
Yeah. No, I think I was like one of the very last shows, not the last show there.
Really?
So yeah, my ticket sales put them under. So
guys, listen, if you don't know who Dustin Ybarra is, you're probably living under a rock, but he's a stand-up comic and actor. You've seen him in, let's see, Californication, Gotham, Home Economics, Jordan Peele's Us, and Hop. He was in We Bought a Zoo, and apparently got accosted by paparazzi asking him if he cried when the gorilla died, and he's like Dustin, was so funny. You go, the gorilla died in that movie? He's like, okay, all right, sounds good, see you later. One of my favorite roles, though, I got to tell you, and actually what brought us together was his role as Tyler Medina on ABC's Kevin Probably Saves the World, starring Jason Ritter. Please make welcome Dustin Ybarra.
Hello, what's up, man? Dude, hearing all those credits, I'm like, who is that? I did that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's you.
Feels like you never do anything, like you do stuff and then you just go to the next project. Like I'm one of those dudes, I don't like relish in things. But when I hear the credits or I look at my IMDb, I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. I've done a few things.
Yeah, man, you've done a few things, and you got a lot of things on the horizon too. And so, I'm telling you, I watched. You were on Kill Tony a couple years ago, like during COVID.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like, oh my God, I was like, man, it would like that's when like a comic sort of lives their act, like you actually got pulled over.
Yeah, I got pulled over on the way there. I remember that. That's crazy.
So, but man, I just appreciate you coming on, dude. Your friendship it means the world to Eric and I, you and Christy, and
dude, really thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. When you told me you were doing this podcast, I was like, oh, of course, man. Because like people will ask and, it's usually like, oh, great, what's this? But when it's you, it's like, nice. I'll definitely be on, man. And you've actually got people listening too, Like I would have done it if you had no one. I would have just been like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll do it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but you got followers, subscribers. Crazy. That's awesome. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? I don't know, man. It's just doing the do. And I think one of the things about it is, when people come on, they can just be themselves, and one thing that is paramount with this show is we really just want to help people. in whatever field they happen to be in. And in a time that we live in that is so nuts and just so crazy in terms of everything, but hiring. And like, for example, California on January 1st is enacting 30 new HR laws.
Really?
Yeah. So it's it'll make it harder for people to get a job. It'll make it harder for companies to hire. So, when we bring people on to talk about what they do, it's really an opportunity for, to help people and for people to see who they really are,
Yeah, people need jobs. I didn't know about that HR stuff. I'm like, oh, news to me. But I'm not exactly a business insider either. So it's like, all right, I believe you.
Well, bro, one of the things we do, man, talk about you, man. What's your story? Like, you're born in Bedford, Texas.
I was actually born in San Antonio, man.
Oh,
yeah,
for real?
But I started stand up in Bedford. That's where I started stand up at, and which is
what
this
a
little
hotbed for comedy.
Oh, dude, right. Well, it was actually Bedford is like right outside of Dallas and Fort Worth. So there was actually a pretty cool comedy scene there happening at the time. And now it's like really blown up. But I remember like there were a lot of places you could go up at. And that's the main thing when you're starting to stand up at the beginning. You just gotta have stage time, and you're doing a lot of free shows for like chicken wings and cheese sticks, that kind of deal. But that stage time, whenever you're starting, it's like indispensable. Like you got to have that. And it was cool for me because I started stand up when I was in high school. So I didn't like really have anything else to do but concentrate on stand up.
Wow.
What
made you want to be a comic?
I always like laughter, man. I like making jokes and just having fun. I was a big fan of Saturday Night Live and just silly movies, Austin Powers, Wayne's World. I love comedies, and comedy really brings joy to a lot of people. And I was like, I want to do this, And so in school, I would do like theater and stuff, and just do little sketches with people. And it's something about that, the laughter, you get that, oh, people like me type of deal, And later in my career now, I try to like focus more on like what I'm bringing to the table rather than what it's doing for me, Because a lot of the time, like with stand up, for example, you got people that they spend their hard earned money. They've got like a couple of days in the week to just hang out, And if they're coming to my show, I want it to be a good show. I want it to be awesome. I want them to have a good time, And if they have a good time, then I'll get my little thing too,
Well, you don't disappoint. I mean, your show is hilarious.
Thanks,
is so
man.
funny. And it's so relatable, like with the fast food stuff. And
yeah, I do so much fast food. Look at this background. I got friggin' Ronald McDonald, Colonel Sanders. I was gonna do this little. I set this up for a project before about like a fast food type of thing, and I didn't do anything with it. But I've got all these. I've got this like little mural of Colonel Sanders and Dave Thomas and Papa John.
The Giants.
Yeah, the Giants are Mount Rushmore of fast food, if you will.
That's right. That's right. The Giants that helped give me heart disease. Thank you so
right?
much. I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm good to go, bro. So you're in high school. You're getting up wherever you can. You know? And one thing I've noticed about comedy clubs is that that's like a tradition. Like they're not, just don't drink. You know what I mean? And they tend to help out, young comics, in terms of, getting up if they're not 21, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It really depends on the club. I didn't really do a lot of comedy clubs until I was 18, just because for that reason, you gotta go to some shadier spots. But in Texas, you'll see a lady breastfeeding at the bar, so it's like, all right, they'll let a 16-year-old in sometimes. But the comedy clubs, they were kind of more strict. but I did go up there a few times, but you just kind of like go in and out, you know.
Yeah. What's
Mhm.
the what's for a young comic? What's the I don't know. What's the hardest part about doing it?
Probably just like getting to the gigs, getting booked to the gig, writing material. I mean, it's all pretty hard. Just
Yeah.
getting up, finding your voice is something that people always talk about, whenever you finally find like what you're going to talk about, who you're just kind of like fitting into yourself,
Right.
like being knowing what you're going to do up there, like having like a persona type thing and material that like matches that,
Mm-hmm.
like every big comic kind of like has a really distinct voice. And I feel like it's, I slipped into my voice probably like 4 or 5 years into it, where it's like, oh, okay, I kind of know this kind of dude that I am on stage,
Yeah.
and I just started writing for that, and it's stuff that anything that brings up an emotion, is a good place to start with a joke. Anything that makes you happy or sad or fearful, anything that brings up kind of like anger.
That's so funny.
Hmm.
I've heard that about, writing comedy or writing, stand-up material
Hmm.
and it's so true. It's like sometimes the funniest stuff is really the darkest stuff you can think of,
Yeah. Well, they say tragedy plus time equals comedy. And
There you
you
go.
see that a lot in stand up. Like there are things that it's like in the moment, like, oh, this is a horrible situation. This sucks. But then later on, you can sometimes laugh about those things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, I mean, it's like, I've seen so many comics, they bust out with something really soon after something happens, and then like too soon, and you have two
Yeah.
choices. You have two choices in the audience. You can either go, "That is so funny," or I don't know, if you pissed off about it. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like we're
Yeah.
such a weird time. So when you were you really cut your teeth in in the clubs, really. Like there wasn't like a class for comedy that you went to, and wow, I can be a stand
That
up now.
dude, there was a class, but I couldn't afford it. So I just practiced staged, just went up at
Yeah.
bars and just, I had my little set list, just it would get funnier and funnier, keep working and working. And then eventually like you got like the goal is to kind of have a good like 10, 15 minutes of just killer material.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Yeah.
can kind of take that and get some work with it.
Well, I got to tell you, weenie tips is
Oh,
awesome.
weenie tips, man. Yeah, that made
Dude.
me angry. That's where that came from. I hate weenie tips, and I was like, this will be funny. This is a funny little bit right here.
Well, and it's so. I remember the first time when I heard it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Well, there we go. Weenie tips. I feel the same way. I've
Yeah,
never,
dude.
you're
Weenie
speaking my
tips are
truth,
gross.
Dustin. Dude, you
Yeah,
are.
it's weird. A lot of people can relate to that joke, And I
Yeah.
I like looking at things like that too, that are just kind of like those small things that you don't really think about that much, but then when you point
Right.
them out, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind
It's
of
like,
crazy.
man,
Weenie tips are disgusting. Why are those
dude,
there?
your bit about Chick-fil-A, dude. Oh my God. That's so funny. That
Dude,
is
yeah.
so funny,
Damn,
dude.
I do talk a lot about fast food.
I
That
mean,
is,
no, but it's great.
they
It's
say
great. It's
right
so
what you
relatable.
know.
Right? What you
Right what you know, man.
it's so relatable. Dude, I don't know. I'm veering off subject for a little bit, but and I just thought of this today.
Mm.
And okay, so how do you remember the song "I'll Be Home for Christmas"? Does it say "I'll be home for Christmas"? You can count on me. Is that how you remember it? You
I
can count on me.
I just remember the I'll be home for Christmas part.
Well, so I remember "Count On,"
Yeah.
and apparently it's "Plan On." So
You
I've
can
been
count
singing it
on me. You can...
wrong my entire life.
Oh wow. And don't you feel like a dummy?
Right. Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I'm like, man, this it's like, it started makes you think, is the Mandela effect real? Like,
With the
or
Mandela effect. That's what Christy's always talking about, my girlfriend. She's always
Yeah.
talking about the Mandela effect. I used to party though too. I used to smoke a lot of weed, do a little drugs, a lot of drinking. So the Mandela
Yeah.
effect, I'm usually like, oh, maybe I don't know, that could have happened. Maybe I was blacked out during it. You know, I'm not a
I don't know,
reliable
man.
Mandela source. You know.
I don't know, man. It sounds right. It could
Yeah, I
be.
guess. I don't know. Yeah. Berenstein Bears, sure, you know. I don't
Sure.
know.
Right. Exactly. Is it Steen? Is it? Dude,
Yeah,
I don't know why I
dude.
brought that up.
No, we had one the other day that I was trying to think about it was as the death of someone. Like, did this guy Bob Barker, you know?
Oh
That's the
yeah.
latest one. Like people were like, didn't he die already? Or like he just
That's what
died.
I
Or like,
thought.
yeah, I thought he had already died too. I could
I
have
did
sworn I
too.
seen it in the newspapers, but
Could have sworn it.
timelines, what are you gonna do, man?
I mean, I don't know. Doc and Marty need to go back and fix whatever they screwed up, dude.
They definitely did something, yeah.
I
It was
mean,
Eric Stoltz. He was the original Marty McFly too. He probably had something to do with it.
it's Eric Stoltz, and
Yeah.
if you're Eric Stoltz, who could blame you for being a little ticked off?
Oh,
Honestly,
I would be so mad. I went through things like that in my career where you think you're gonna get some that one's pretty hardcore. But
yeah,
I did a show one time, one of my first shows. It was for Fox and they picked it up for 7 episodes, which was crazy because it was with Jason Ritter, who he was
really.
the lead of it. Yeah. And that's how I knew him from Kevin. But we did this show and it got picked up. We were at Upfronts, you know, we're in New York City filming, did 7 episodes, never came out. It came out like
How?
now you can find it on like I think Freebie or Tubi or one of those streaming services. It comes with your TV.
Oh, with the Fire Stick,
Yeah, one of those it's on. It's called Us and Them.
Us and Them.
Yeah, it had a big cast in it. Alexis Bledel was in it, Michael Ian Black, just a ton of people, man. And it just never we must have
What?
done so bad that they were like, we gotta trash this project. That's a lot of money too, you know?
Well, how often does that happen? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, well, things are a little different now because I feel like they're more conservative with their money, the studios, production companies. But what it used to be like, I mean, they would do a ton of pilots each year. You would film pilots, you'd get paid for it, and then so many of those pilots get scrapped. You know, like
Mm,
nothing ever. They never see the light of day.
interesting.
I've done pilots before that never, you know, they just never came out. You know, they just kind of use those to pitch to the network to try to get it picked up. And if nothing happens with it, then they just goes into some vault where it's never seen again.
It might air on Tubi or Freebie.
Exactly. Yeah. You've seen him on Tubi. That's my new credit. I'm going to start using that.
I mean, you might as
Yeah.
well. You might as well.
Yeah.
Click on Tubi or Freebie and find Us
Hmm.
and Them. What if they got like a ton of what do you call it, viewership, or what if you got like they look at the demos and they're like, oh man, maybe we should bring this back. Like, does that ever
What?
happen?
Yeah, that's happened with shows and they bring them back after they get canceled. I think what was one that it had? It's happened on quite a few shows actually, where the fan base just like gets so
Demands it.
loud about it. Yeah, where they bring them back.
I tell you what, we were trying to get loud over Kevin. I'll tell
Oh,
you that.
dude, me too. I
Dude,
was like, come on, that was a bummer, dude.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah, that
And
was my favorite show I've ever worked on. It was like just the best, man.
I, I was going to talk about this later, but we might as well talk about it now. Kevin Probably Saves the World was probably, it was one of the best shows ever.
Wow, thank you.
But it had, so you know what it had though, honestly?
Hmm.
It was the feeling that we have or that we need now. You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
it is, and I noticed that a few years after Kevin got canceled, you started seeing more shows that were kind of like that. You know, that were very
Right.
Kevin-esque, that were just kind of like the good feeling shows. You know, it was almost described like a Highway to Heaven type thing. You know,
Right.
it was a good show. You know, it was something that everyone could watch. You know, it kind of like you could watch
Everyone
it with your family. You could Some people just watched it by themselves. Like it was a cool little show.
Perfectly cast.
Ah, yeah,
Perfectly
yeah.
cast.
Well, the writers, the producers of that, or creators, they're actually. Do you watch The Boys on Amazon?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they act, which is way different from Kevin, but they're doing the new The Boys spinoff, Gen V, which is it's definitely not like Kevin, but Jason was on it the other day. I saw him. I was like,
Was he really?
nice. Yeah, yeah, he had a small part in there.
I definitely have to watch it now.
Yeah, no,
I
check it
definitely have to
out.
watch it.
Yeah.
Well, through that show, we met, one got to know like Marty King Young and
Yeah.
Tara Butters and all these people and then there was another writer. It was he was writing for Walking Dead.
Yes.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What's his
I
name?
know who you're talking about.
I'm
We had
talking about.
some great writers on that show. They were just
That's what I'm
amazing.
saying.
I love them too because they were like they really in the beginning my character, he didn't have too many I wasn't that big on the show, and then they kind of like found my voice and started like writing cool stuff for me and just like in my voice, and it was great, man. I loved what they brought.
The Seattle episode,
Oh yeah, the fish market. That
the
was
fish
fun.
market.
I practiced juggling for so long on that.
Are
And
you
then
serious?
they ended up using like CGI or something. So it didn't even make sense. Yeah. But I can
It's
still
like,
juggle
listen,
a
I can
little.
do this,
Yeah, it's
dude.
weird in acting. You learn these little things for like 2 weeks. Like I had to learn how to
Yep.
play drums one time. So it's like I'm not good at it, but I can at least like
Like
act
I can
like
do
I'm
a
playing
four
drums.
four.
Yes, boom. Yeah, exactly. I can do that. My feet, not so much, but my hands, I can do that. Yeah.
So do they have you like, or I don't know, man. When I was acting years ago, I was heavy into the theater. I studied at ACT in San Francisco and
Mhm.
all that. And I remember I mean, think about this, man. I, I'm I'm just I just like it. I feel like I can read a line, I can play a character.
Mhm.
And I remember there was a class where we had to do mirror mime. I don't even know if that's the
Yeah.
right.
I feel like every theater class has that where you gotta, yeah.
Dude, I mean, that's like algebra. You know what I mean? Like you're never gonna
Yeah.
use that. You know what I mean?
No, but it does something. It's like, so you can, I think it makes you more attentive or something to your surroundings or what's going on.
I
But
guess.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff in theater class where I was like, okay, this is crazy. Especially LA theater classes, like
Oh
they're
man.
top. Oh my God, dude. They're so dramatic. I remember I was in this place one time. The lady came in teaching the class and she had all these scripts and she's like, what are these? And people, oh, they're scripts, they're lines, and then she threw them in the air. These are just words. It's like, all right, that was congratulations,
Okay, that was
lady.
nice. That was
Yeah.
nice. I thought she might have said, these are lives.
That would have been a good one. These are lives.
These are
Yeah.
lives.
And then everyone, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa, this lady's good.
oh,
This
I
is
have
worth the
had
$5,000.
this moment.
Yeah.
Man, oh my gosh, dude. No, but Kevin, that show, man. And I feel like I don't know, there's not another show with that feeling anymore. I feel like and this is just my opinion, is that I feel like there's a lot of shows that are overly aggressive now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, the world's pissed off, so we got to make really, really pissed off shows. You know what I mean?
There's something that happened in comedy in the
Mm,
world where a lot of things are mean spirited now. Like that's kind of like the way right now. It's kind of like what's in mean spirited comedy, mean spirited shows. But I mean, things it goes back and forth. You know,
yeah.
like
How
it's
important? How important is it to remind yourself of that pendulum?
I mean, I get reminded, you know what I'm saying? Like I get reminded whenever I'm like, I'm not working or something, like, but then I'll get a job and then it's like, all right. I mean, when I got into this, I knew what I was getting into, like if you're trying to be an actor, comedian, the success rate, it isn't all too great, but that you're going up against a ton of people. Everyone wants to do it. There's always someone better, so I guess over time I've just gotten really grateful of what I have. Just a lot of gratitude of just being able to be a working actor. Like the IMDb that you read, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna put that on my gratitude list.
Gosh, man, it's funny, we just had a guy on. I've known him for a long time. His name is Dusty Dollin.
Oh, Dusty Dollin. That sounds like a stripper.
Okay, now I'm gonna make him watch this because of that right there. But he wrote a book called Militant Thankfulness.
Yeah.
And what he found is that there was a study, I think Yale or I don't know, and they said that people that have that attitude, like so this attitude of gratitude, reach a far larger areas of success than those that aren't grateful at all and aren't thankful. So it's really interesting that you said that. And we're going to take a break real quick, and then we're going to get into that. Like, what does gratitude mean to you, especially in Hollywood? So stay with us. We'll be right back with more of Dustin Ybarra.
Attention lawyers. Are you tired of wasting thousands of dollars in billboards, magazines, and more with little results? If so, we can help you save big. Did you know that a powerful video can be used on practically any platform and get you more clients than just one billboard alone? Visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. Call or text us today to receive a limited time offer. Take advantage of this one while it's here. It won't last long.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. We're here with Dustin Ybarra, and we're just getting into his attitude toward work and life and being grateful, man. Floor is yours, man. What is that? What does that really? I mean, if you can expand on that, that's so huge.
Okay. Well, gratitude is it's one of those things I picked up through recovery, actually. I used to have a pretty bad drinking, drug problem, which a lot of people in the entertainment business do. Not a lot, but there's enough, which in any business, there's just, there's people out there. Yeah. And so I was kind of like in this place where I was just in a really bad, dark place, and, I reached out for help. I ended up going to this rehab. I did a 12-step program. And one of the parts is, every day to keep myself, there's things that I do every day to keep myself in the right headspace, because a lot of people say that it's like, I don't have a drinking problem. I have a thinking problem. I have both, but like, I also I got a thinking problem, Yeah. And so I start out my morning. First thing I do in the morning is I'll pray. I'll pray and I'll do a little meditation, just kind of sit with myself for a little bit. And I'll do a gratitude list where I'll just write down like 5 things I'm grateful for, and I'll do that every day. I'll send it to some other people for some accountability. And I've noticed those things. I usually have a pretty decent day if I do those things, I'm one of those dudes who believes it's all about like starting your day off right, if you start your day off right, with those that first hour is like crucial for me, and the gratitude is it's a huge part of that, because you've got this thing. I've got this thing where it's like I want more, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of had that thing for like a long time, it's like, which I mean, it kind of like pushed me to work really hard in my career, get better at stand up, get better at acting, because you always want to hit that next level. But sometimes it can be unsafe. You know what I'm saying? Just not it's not good because you're so focused on this, what you want and not what you have, And at the end of the day, I've got a great life, you know. And I mean, it's easy to see, especially now, you know, with what's happening in the world, which there's always crazy stuff happening in the world. But now in particular, you know, you got wars, you got just a lot of, I live in America, you know what I'm saying? I've got an air conditioner. I'm doing a podcast right now from my living room. So it's just, you know, I got a lot of things to be grateful for. And that doesn't mean I'm not like pursuing other things, but I don't have to get so caught up in that where it's unhealthy, you know, where it's like, I just care about this and this alone. It's like, hey, my life is good, you know?
Wow.
And it's hard, bro. It's hard in this day and age too, with all the social media, because you look at people and they're not just like acting and stand up where it's like, oh, this guy's getting this guy's getting that. Just if I were like an insurance salesman, I'm sure I would look at one of my friends with like a big house and like a swimming pool. It's like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's like, yeah, you just got, for me, I just got to be happy for what I have, you know? Because especially from where I was to what I have now, like it's awesome, dude, you know?
Wow. Well, and you know, I love what you're saying, because it's like, you know, you're taking inventory, if we can use a word that we both know.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking inventory, and it doesn't mean that you're not pursuing. You're working. You have to work, right? It's not like you're not pursuing that. You're grateful that you have the talent to work.
Yeah.
You have breath in your lungs. You got, you know, a great support system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the things that you have. I mean, you know, in Hollywood in particular, man, you know, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, oh, you know, they say exactly what you're talking about, but sometimes it's not true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you, I mean, not you, but what would your advice be for, I mean, particularly somebody that came out to Hollywood, they're seeing maybe they came out with their friends, or I don't know, remember that show on Showtime?
Oh, Entourage. No, you're talking about the Comedy Store one. Is that what you're talking about?
One. Yeah, yep. And they had those two friends. You know what I mean? That they came out together. So I don't know. In coming out to Hollywood, you know, what would your advice be to? I mean, maybe you already gave it, but you know, to stay grateful in the midst of building a career.
I mean, try to focus on other people so you're not so focused on yourself. You know, I'm really like, I mean, there's a lot of self-obsessed people in this industry, which it's like, yeah, it's like, hey, you've got this attitude of like, yeah, I should be up there, you know?
Right.
Just try to help out people, be a good guy, do your craft. And a lot of this thing too is just luck, man. It really is. Like, you can be talented and work hard, do all those things, but then there's a percentage of it that's just like, oh, you look good for this part, you know, or your face doesn't look good for this, you know, right place, right time type of thing. It's a hard industry. Yeah.
I got most of that time. It's like, your face isn't right. I'm like,
yeah,
my mom says my face is great.
No, it actually broke the camera. We got to replace it.
Right. Yeah.
Can you write us a check? Yeah.
You lived my life, Dustin. You lived my life.
Yeah. Man, I mean, it's a hard business. Just like, know that like anyone who's coming out to Hollywood to pursue things is hard, you know? And I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but you might not make it, quote unquote, to what your aspirations are, but that's okay. You know, just be happy for what you get. I got a buddy of mine, he booked a Super Bowl commercial, you know? Wow. He's grateful for that. He's not winning Academy Awards or anything, but it's like, yeah, look at that. You're killing. Yeah, exactly, man.
It's a nice payday.
Dude,
nice payday.
Yeah. You know, and then I got jealous of it. I'm like, why didn't I go out for that Super Bowl commercial? I could have killed that.
It's like you call your agent. Like, listen, man.
Yeah. You think I don't like Doritos?
I love Doritos.
Yeah. I would have killed that, man.
Like, I love all forms of Doritos.
Yeah. The 3D ones that they made for like a week.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on.
Yeah, dude. Chips. I like chips. Do you like kettle chips, man?
Of course.
Miss Vicky's. Those I don't like them, man. I feel like they're glass. Anytime you can get cut with your chip is like, whoa. I don't even think they let them in prisons because they can be used as a shiv. You know, give me those Miss Vicky's. Like, no, you cut me. It's a jalapeno pepper one too. It burns. Miss Vicky's.
Man. My problem is that there isn't much that I don't like, and it's really contributed to this weight problem. You know, like I'm the guy that on road trips squirts ketchup in his mouth.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, I do that. It grosses my girlfriend out when we driving. But that's how you know you love someone, when you can do gross stuff like that, like in front of them. 1000%. Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm gonna dip this and dip in this, so don't freak out. You know.
I had in front of my brother one time. He goes, "This weight problem is not a mystery."
Man, dude, that's one thing I've always struggled with is my weight, man. I'll go up and down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like right now, I'm like, I'm pretty fat right now, but I'm not as fat as I could be. So, and I'm on the downward too. I lost like 5 pounds. So I'm like, all right, nice,
dude. Me too. Here, I got to tell. So when I got COVID, like not the first time, but like the second time, I was like, you know, aside from the fever, I've lost like 12 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I tell you, that's how I felt about when I was partying with drugs. You know, it's like, you know, aside from all the losing relationships and my bank account being low, I'm losing weight actually, you know.
I'm looking good. I mean, I had these pants 2 years ago. They were, you know, I can't believe it. It's great.
Yeah. Aside from the staying up for 4 days in a row straight, I'm actually losing some pounds.
How did we miss each other in LA?
Oh, wow. I mean, it would have been bad.
It would have been so bad.
The perfect storm. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm actually very happy that that didn't happen. Oh, my God. Because that's the logic you use. Logic. I mean, you know, it's like, how, let me ask you this, though. And this is a recovery question. But how is it that we can be broke, and I mean broke as a joke, but still have money for whatever we're
extracurriculars?
How is that possible?
It's called powerlessness. You know, you're just powerless over it.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
But it's always there. It's like, you know, and especially like, I would say like the first, I don't know, month, maybe. You know, like.
Sorry, I lost my mic there. It fell off.
Dude,
got the Norelco microphone stand right here.
Is it live or is it Memorex? But how is it that that is a possibility, man? It's like,
I mean,
it's always there. It's like, man, I don't have any money. Oh, don't worry about it. Come on, man. It's like, you know what I mean?
Addiction can make you do some crazy things. You ever see that Chappelle Show sketch where he lifts up the bus to get a crack rock? Like that.
It's like that, dude.
Yeah.
It is exactly like that. Let's take a break. Let's get your mic.
Okay, yeah, I gotta figure out how to set this up. It's all over the place right now.
This is so good, and you know, I know we're talking a lot about Hollywood. We're talking a lot about you know, the business or the industry, I guess, or the trappings of it. But this is, you know, you could be a stockbroker and get a lot out of this. So listen, we're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, we'll have more with Dustin Ybarra, and we'll see you on the flip side.
White Husky Films. Dream, create, record. We create ads and promos for your business. We can promote your video on television, Facebook, YouTube, Hulu, and more. We do a full Google SEO analysis for you with any plan. Call us today at 305-744-1444. or visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. White Husky Films. You'll be glad you did.
Everybody, we are back with Dustin Ybarra. Man, how cool is this, bro? Really, again, I just can't thank you enough, and being so open and transparent about everything. You know, it's one of those things. We were talking off air where you said you pulled the parachute before you hit the ground in your recovery.
Yeah,
man, that's so huge. What was there somebody that like gave you an ultimatum? Was it you just looked in the mirror one day and didn't recognize yourself, or what?
Yeah, you start hating you. I like the mirror thing. Like, you just look in the mirror and you just hate yourself. You just like, how did this happen? Who have I become? Just typical stuff like that. Getting fired from gigs. Just like not. Having to drink every day, hiding everything, hiding bottles around the house, hiding. It was bad. You hit the point where you're just tired of it. You're just like, I just want this to end, And there's two ways out. It's the jails, institution, death, or you work on it. You kind of like reach out for that life preserver.
Well, here's one thing that we don't have to cover it a lot, but with recovery comes at least a spiritual foundation if you didn't have one before.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've noticed with everyone I've interviewed, I mean, everyone, they all have a strong spiritual foundation. We're talking, well, anyway. And so how important is that to you? You mentioned, you pray, you meditate, you do the thing. How important is that to keep you grounded?
It's so important. Probably it's the most important thing in my life, I mean, and I was always kind of I was always a dude who believed in God, or like something out there. I never had a problem with that. But the main thing was, so I would be in these situations where I would just be in bed for days, after a nice little bender, and like, oh God, help me. I don't want this to happen anymore. Help, help, help. You say these prayers and stuff, but then it's like, you gotta take some action. That's the thing. You can pray all you want, but you can pray for God to open a jar of pickles for you. But at some point, you're gonna have to open that jar. You're gonna have to put in some effort. So it's like, I mean, spirituality is very important to me. I was raised pretty religious. I don't like go to church or anything now, but I go to my recovery meetings every day, and sure. I'll pray every day, meditate, and I'll just I believe I don't have a problem with religious people at all. I think it's great to have like a foundation. My mom's super religious. People need something. You got to have that. There's something that's controlling everything. I believe there's a mastermind behind this design. And right. You can call it whatever you want, God, Jesus, Jehovah, sure. People have been around for a long time. And it's like, there's people I feel like a lot of people need that higher power. And some people don't, there's atheists out there who are just like, it's like, do your thing. Yeah. For me though, this is something that I just kind of like need in my life,
Well, I was gonna, shout out to your mom. I mean, she is so cool. She's so cool, dude. We love her, man. She's so cool.
She's all right.
She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Like, was it her or your grandfather that played with the Texas Troubadours?
The Texas Playboys, my grandma. Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. Yeah, Louise Rowe. Yeah.
Oh my God. So honestly, and when she said that to Erica, and then Erica's like, "Hey, come on," I was like, "Wow, you just get this honestly." Mm-hmm. It's in your blood, really.
It really, performing is in my blood. Do you hear that dump truck? right now at my place? Do you hear that
No,
beeping? You don't hear that?
I don't hear it. I don't hear it. No.
Bro, I swear at my place, there's like 5 different trucks that come. That's California. There's like a recycling bin and then like a
Right.
plastic, a regular bin, some bin for cans. Like it sounds like
Whenever that, whenever that
Transformers are
happens,
fighting.
whenever, whenever that happens, I always think, man, I'm in the wrong business. Why didn't I watch like one mob movie and go, you know what? I need to be in trash. That's what I need to do. I need to be in that.
Yeah, I know a dude in trash, very successful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, especially in California, you recycle everything. In Texas, we don't recycle anything.
No.
Have you noticed that? Unless you get okay. So I'm trying to save money at Starbucks. And at Walgreens, they have the thing where like a cold brew, because that's what I drink. I drink cold brew.
Yeah, me too.
They have like a whole thing full of cold brew for $6. That's like triple what I get at Starbucks for $6. So our idea of recycling is when that's empty, I put day old coffee in it. And now I'm saving money there and recycling, renew, reuse, and recycle.
I'm a big dude. I don't know if I care about the planet or I'm just cheap, but like I love like recycling. I hate throwing away food, dude. If there's some food that's gonna expire, I'm like, okay, I know what we're having tonight. It's gonna be eggs and fish, whatever this is,
Okay, let me ask you this: does that come from an area of being around people that didn't waste food? And
it's I grew up like super poor at the time, not all the time. It was like up and down, but like growing up super poor was like you just don't you make things last. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I could look at my pantry right now and be like, okay, I can make a meal out of this. We got some canned the other day I had some Kraft mac and cheese with canned tuna, just because I hadn't had that. And I remember thinking, I'm like, oh, I had this when I was a kid. I remember that, cheap little meal. It was good.
When we lived, my mom and I lived in New Mexico, when my parents got divorced, she used to, she was seriously, this was days when, minimum wage was like $3 an hour.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So she would come home with these TV dinners and I didn't like them, but it didn't, so she would find the carrots. It was particularly loathsome. Oh my God. I swear to God, I'll tell you one thing, a little bit of coffee ground on a TV dinner carrot never hurt anybody. I'm gonna tell
really?
You right
Okay. All right.
Not joking. But I didn't realize what she was trying to teach me, back then. But I do now. And
dude, I love those TV dinners. You got to find the right TV dinner though. Dude, my thing with the cheese enchiladas, the beans and the rice, man.
Oh, y'all were walking in high cotton if you ate that.
Dude, it was nice, man. We would pop out the rice and the beans, put it on top of the enchilada, put it on a real plate, You put it on a real plate, then you got yourself a dinner,
There you go.
You can bring the mayor over with that.
Well, it was just it's just one of those things where it really carries over when you're an adult. I hate throwing away food, man. I totally understand that. Erica is not a leftovers person. I will tell you that right now.
I love leftovers, bro. Yeah.
Dude, sometimes you get the right flavor after a couple of days. You get just the right,
Yeah.
Like Italian foods like that. Like the longer it sits, the better it is.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. It is. Spaghetti lasagna. I remember on Kevin, really on any show I'm on, because you get catering and stuff. I would get two. I would get one for me while I'm eating there, and then one to take home. I get a to-go thing.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Like, what are you doing with that? What are you, Dustin?
Yeah.
Dustin,
I'm rehearsing.
I'm rehearsing. I'm taking this home. I'm exploring my
choices.
I'm exploring Tyler's choices.
Yeah, dude. That's the coolest part about like on a show is the eating for free thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's weird because it's like you got a big scene coming up. Like the best was whenever you got cut before lunch, because then you could hang out and then you don't have a scene, so you could just eat like a pig at catering. But then if you had a scene after, you'd be all sweaty, or you couldn't eat, or else you'd be all sweaty and all poofy and everything. The makeup people got to come wipe your sweat and everything. What'd you have for lunch? I'm like, everything.
Everything. It was great. It was fantastic. Thank you for the chocolate pie.
Yes.
Man, I love that. What are some, like, what's a standout memory from Kevin working on that show?
Dude, there were so many just being there. And you're just like, I would always have this thing where I'll just kind of like look around and be like, can't believe I'm here. It's like you get everything you ever wanted. It's like, I can't believe I got, I came from like doing open mics in Dallas to I'm on ABC. Like you can turn on the TV and I'll be there at a certain time tonight. It's just the weirdest, like you just like, you can't believe it, And that's one thing that'll really make you think about, like in regards to like addiction and things like that. I had everything I'd ever wanted in the world. I hit every goal that I ever had. And then I still was obsessed with destroying myself. You know what I'm saying? With drinking, it was just, you could be the happiest person.
But did you ever feel guilty for success though?
I would, there would be times where I'm like, I don't deserve this, like, you get into that. I don't think I felt like guilty per se, but I would just kind of just be down sometimes, just kind of like, you just have a sadness, just a weird sadness that'll kind of linger, I don't know what it is. I've kind of always had that in me, I think I get it from my mom. She got depressed a lot, and I just have that sometimes, like whenever I remember being really sad on Sundays for some reason, because I think it's like, whenever things are going really good and you're having a good time, it's like this feelings creeps in. It's like, oh, I can't explain it, but it's just a feeling. It doesn't last forever, but it's kind of a weird thing.
Well, and that's the lie, right? That's the lie that where particularly, those of us who struggled with, different things, it's the lie is that it will, and the only solution is whatever makes that feeling go away. And it is an absolute bald-faced lie from the pit of hell. I think all of us get that. I remember when I really attained a high, I mean, bro, it was on and cracking. and I felt, pardon the pun, but I never did that. But anyway,
me neither.
I never did that, but I felt guilty because my friends weren't at that level. So I had outgrown them in terms of, and I didn't understand. I was too young to really, I think, understand it. But I had outgrown those relationships, in terms of, in my professional life and frankly in my personal life. But I was like, man, you don't turn your back on the, and
but so another, it's weird. It's weird though, because like, all my friends are comics and have always been comics and stuff. And like, there's people in the business. Now I've got friends that aren't in the business and stuff, but like in the beginning it was like, and so, some people think that whenever you get something, like, it's like, I had some people that were like, oh, why didn't you help me out? It's like, okay, I'm not Adam Sandler, dude. Like, I can't get parts on show. I'm barely here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's like, I don't know what to do. You help people as much as you can, but it's like, dude, I like this. It's because there's skill to getting a part, but it's also there's just lucky type of deal, And it's like, you can't like, or it's not gonna happen. Not everyone's gonna get exactly what they want, But I remember, I would feel like a little bit like, oh yeah, this is happening for me, but not this person. But it's also like I sacrificed a ton, you know, like I worked my balls off,
Right.
and I moved to New York with no money in my pocket, you know, no place to
Right.
stay. I took some big risks that just happened to pay off, you know,
Mhm.
and I'm down to like
Right.
help people whenever I can help people. But like some people expect it, you know, you get on a show or
Right.
something, it's like, oh, is there a part for me? It's like, dude, there's barely a part for me. You
Right.
know, like,
Exactly.
come on,
Like
man.
we're literally going scene by scene here. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
you know, yeah, man, that's such a huge thing. I think it's so important to remember like who you are and remember where you came from, because that's the other thing that's kind of interesting too when you start seeing it. And like with your what you're talking about there, there was like, when did Kevin come on? Was that Sunday nights? Was that Sunday nights?
Tuesdays,
It was
Tuesdays,
Tuesday nights. So
I
that's
think.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Tuesday
It was a
nights.
weird time slot. Tuesdays at like 10 p.m. or something.
Well, then they changed you guys.
They did. Yeah. That's never a
So
good sign. Yeah.
that was that was so dumb though. That I don't know, man. Just it's such a good show. We're Eric and I were watching it the other day. And we're like, man, this was so good. The feeling was so. But anyway, having that feeling that you're describing, and being grateful and thankful, and that also comes with the, hey man, and with that
Yeah.
feeling
It,
of guilt sometimes. And it's like, no man, listen,
yeah,
it's
I'll
all
help you as
good, I'll
much as
help
I
you.
can, but like,
I
yeah,
mean,
I can't like, I don't know. Like, I haven't cracked this business yet. You know, like I'm just getting in. You know, like so.
right.
Yeah, I don't
When
know.
you've been in it for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes. Yeah, I started when I was 16, so yeah, I've been at
yeah,
it for a bit.
so it's like, that's a big deal.
And
I've been doing this 20 years.
what's cool now is like things are different from when I started. Like there was this thing like you had to kind of get found. I felt like I was like one of the last people, like comics anyway, that were like you go to a showcase and there's agents there and things like that.
Oh
Now it's
yeah.
like you got to come to the table with like Instagram. I got this going on. I got this going on. I got this going
Oh
on. You know,
man,
it's like you got to
social
already
media
have a
is like,
built-in fan base.
how much has social media kind of killed the game in a way?
It's just changed it, you know. It's
Mm.
changed it. I try to look at it like that. It's just like it's you got to adapt, man. It's just like
Adapt or die.
yeah. What was that a tale about John Henry? You know, he was swinging
Mm.
the hammers, and then like some machine came along.
Right.
I don't remember that well, but I remember
Remember,
it was
yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
thinking it's like yeah, you just got to kind of adapt, you know,
Right.
adapt and change.
Well,
I'm
speaking
looking at
of
my social
adapting,
media right now. I'm like, okay, I gotta get. I had a video that was doing really well, was getting a bunch of followers. Now it's kind of slowed down. Time to put up another video.
I mean, that's, yeah, man. And that's one of the things, like with what I'm discovering. I remember when I was asked, hey man, I think I'm gonna start a podcast, like why not?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh man, it's gonna take forever, man. It's gonna be super hard, it's gonna cost money. And I'm like, they weren't wrong. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
They weren't wrong. It's not easy, but I don't know, man. I don't Doing anything that you want to do is worth it, man. It's worth it. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time. It's worth the pain. It's worth the struggle. And then there's no shortcut. There just isn't to
No.
any of this, man. To
No,
any of
it's
this.
like it's so random, dude. I mean, but hard work does pay off. I've always been a believer in that. You know, I've seen it happen too. I've seen the most unfunny people just like get funny and like just work
Right.
really hard at it, you know, and just
Oh
like
yeah.
get things, you know. It's like I really believe hard work helps a lot, you know.
I tell you what, man, and this is really from my heart, dude. You have one of the biggest hearts in the business.
Thanks,
And
man.
bro, really, there's there is not a lot of you in this business. Yeah, I remember Jason, he put up a tribute. It was a post. He was doing that. He was doing that sign people for a while
Oh
on
yeah, that's
Twitter.
funny. Yeah.
And but I think he put up a post on Twitter about his dad. And I just remember from my time doing it, John Ritter was just considered just a really good person.
Yeah, and you could automatically see that with Jason. He's like just a good guy. That's why I love that show so much. Working with Jason, man, it's just like he's a dream to work with. You couldn't ask for a cooler, nicer dude, that really cares, genuinely cares about you, not just one of those like he doesn't put on a face, like the guy's legit.
He helped out me and Erica the first time I was in the hospital.
Really?
Really did.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that. But I want to tell you the same goes for you.
Thanks, man.
1,000%. And I think anybody that would watch your work would know it. Honestly.
Well, you two as well. I mean, you guys are, you came out and supported me at shows and everything, and it was just really cool. There'd be 30 people in the crowd, but you guys are there.
Hey man, we're laughing. We're doing our best to outlaugh the other guy that's trying to outlaugh us.
Yeah, I love that.
It becomes a competition.
Yeah, I got to get back to Houston again, man. Dude, I miss Texas, dude.
We're gonna take one more break,
okay,
and then we'll come back. We'll wrap it up with Dustin Ybarra. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Attention lawyers. Are you tired of wasting thousands of dollars in billboards, magazines, and more with little results? If so, we can help you save big. Did you know that a powerful video can be used on practically any platform and get you more clients than just one billboard alone? Visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. Call or text us today to receive a limited time offer. Take advantage of this one while it's here. It won't last long.
Hey everybody, and we're back with Dustin Ybarra. One of the funniest guys in the business, in my opinion, and many others. Just a phenomenal actor. And
thanks, man.
Dude, really, man. I'm so thrilled and thankful that you came on today. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, dude. It's been good. I mean, this whole SAG-AFTRA strike is, that's not fun right now. With the writer's strike ended, but the actors are still on strike. But I managed to get I've been able to work on this movie that got a SAG waiver. So that was cool.
Really?
Yeah, we just wrapped on that last month. It's called The Second Coming of John Cooper. It's a really funny movie. I don't know where it's going to end up yet, but great director, Kevin Kraft, who's also he's a buddy of mine that I just have known for a really long time. I met him through a Sirius XM radio show. He was the producer on that, and he wrote a script and got he got a production company behind it. And as soon as it was crazy, because as soon as he got approved, the whole strike happened. But he was one of the first people to send in an application for a waiver, and they got it. So we're able to work on that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I don't know when that's going to come out, but I got a couple of movies. There's another movie called Stealing Jokes with it's got Jeff Dye and HaHa Davis. And that's going to be a really funny movie. We filmed that in Detroit. Same thing. I don't know when that's coming out, but it will at some point. Yeah,
that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it was a blast of filming. Yeah.
Wow, that is too cool. And you and Christy are working on a podcast.
Yeah, it's called Nightmare Blank. It's just about nightmare people, places, and things. We're just like this, we're together all the time. And, we were just like, we should just do a podcast, because it's so easy whenever you're living with someone too, to just set it up. And now we've actually got good microphones and stuff and good equipment. So the first episode we did was kind of we just put it out last week, but now we've got these microphones and everything and a good little system. And I think, what are we going to do? We're doing nightmare giveaways, I think is the next one, because it was, what happened? Because Halloween, that whole Chipotle was giving away $6 burritos, but then the site crashed and it was this is the worst, man. I had thought about Chipotle all week. I know what I'm having that day. and then the site crashed. And so then we were like, let's look at some other nightmare giveaways. And there were just other things that have happened. Like there was some gaming company that had a game about the mafia, and they sent the newspapers brass knuckles as like a promotional thing, but those are of course illegal. So they got into a bunch of trouble for that. And just like we did an episode
they're illegal
on
there. They're illegal there.
So. Yeah, there. I'm pretty sure in Texas
saying.
They're mandatory. You got to have some brass knuckles.
You get one with your driver's license. I was shocked.
You do,
I was shocked when I moved here. It was great.
Yeah, I used to have a bit about how Texas loves guns so much. Even the highways are named after them. You know, like you got to take the 45 to the 22. You're gonna bust a cap on 357.
Right, and they're all the same freeway.
Yeah. Even the baked potatoes are loaded.
It's so true, man. I had a cop tell me one time we first moved here, bro. Erica had to go to the doctor, so we were picking up her prescription. It was late at night. We're trying to find a 24-hour Walgreens, and so couldn't find anything open. And so this cop, I kid you not, a cop, he goes, well, you know, don't worry about it. Just walk in the store like, you know, like you got a gun. He says, straight face, goes, he goes, you got a gun, don't you? And I said, no. Why not?
Yeah.
I said, I'm new. I
yeah,
knew, bro. I knew.
Yeah. My brother's got like every gun ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lives in Dallas.
I tell you what, I'm a proponent of 2A, my friend. I am good to go. I've embraced the Texas culture. I really have. I'm like, yes, I'm down with this. Like, you smell that? That's freedom.
And brisket.
And brisket, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. So your podcast is about nightmare. Oh my God.
Yeah, we just talk about like
you guys were on a live the other day.
Yeah.
Where you guys bought this mystery box stuff.
Oh, that was so silly. That was the worst mystery box ever, man. I don't know. She because I was asking her what it was, but she didn't even want to tell the people because it was so bad. It was like
it's a romper.
Bro, yeah, what this came what the hell is this, man? This latex belt thing? Like what am I gonna do with that, man? It's like they stole this off a fireman's suit or something, man.
Exactly. And like a well
dude, we got
Watchers going fireman, I think.
Yeah, we got a cool mystery box from Michael's the other day, though. Michael's, that's where you gotta go there. Dude, yeah, it was like $10 for a bunch of back to school stuff. We got it's like a little like things like this. It says it's okay to ask for help in order of operations, which is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember that? How to do math.
Oh my God. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, that is awesome.
But it was cool. There was a bunch of notebooks in it and stuff. So it was like I love mystery boxes, bro. They're so much fun.
Yeah. I've wanted to do. Do you ever collect baseball cards or anything like that? Or
my brother does. He is hardcore. He does those mystery boxes things.
Does he really?
Yeah. He's gotten some good ones too.
I'm trying to get rid of my collection. I was thinking about doing mystery boxes.
Might as well.
Right?
Yeah. Just send them away. But I think you gotta. There's a whole thing. You got to do some research on that because there's the whole thing. I think you got to have like a certain number. Yeah, I think so. You got to have like a certain number of these type of cards or these type of cards, or you got to send them to someone who will arrange it into a mystery box or something.
So it's a whole system. God, man,
there's a whole set. You could probably just throw them on eBay. You know,
dude,
but I don't know how well it works.
Scenario for your show, bro. That right there is the fact that there's really nothing you can do other than throw something on eBay.
Yeah, like that's a nightmare.
There's a system.
No, yeah, dude.
Have you ever sold anything on eBay? I've never done it.
Bro, my eBay account is shut down because, and this is from like probably 20 years ago. My brother was using it to sell like NASCARs, and I guess he did something shady on there or something. I think he bid against himself or something like that happened. It's like, I tried to log in like 5 years ago and it's like, your account's been banned. I'm like, damn, dude.
Banned.
I know I got to use Christie's now.
There you go.
Because I got to get rid of some stuff. Yeah, I got to get rid of this freaking fireman's belt.
That's right. That's right. Man, so you got the first episodes up. Where can we find it?
Just on all podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you go to get podcasts. Nightmare Blank.
Mm-hmm. I'm going there.
Nightmare Blank.
Spotify.
Nightmare Hotels. We did our first one was Nightmare Hotels. We were like looking at all that trippy stuff, like the Queen Mary. That's got some crazy stories behind it, man.
Nightmare Blank.
Uh-huh. You got that Apple thing up. Nice.
Right now.
What do you think of that AI artwork, huh?
Bro, that is so good. That is
I love it.
I love it. You know, it reminds me of that there's a Counting Cars episode where this baseball player wanted to get this truck done, and so they thought it would be a good idea to put the entire family in this this is the way I felt about it. The hot rodded truck has the skulls of all of the family.
That's funny.
I'm like, I mean, yeah, this thing's got 500 horsepower, and you know, we decided to do something a little different with the paint scheme. We hope you like it. Oh, I love it. It's great. It's wonderful. Like, okay. Yeah. I hope this isn't like how we would say in the church circles, prophetic.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky right there.
So bad. I love it though. I love it. Nightmare Blank.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Ybarra and Christy Harrington. I cannot wait. I'm saving it right now. It is the favorites.
Yeah, we're doing one every week, so check that out. I'm gonna record one after this actually. But also I just filmed a comedy special. I don't know where it's gonna go, but it ended up being it was like one of the greatest sets of my life. I did an hour of material. I think I'm gonna chop it down to like 30, maybe 45. But I'm gonna give it to my agents and I'll try to like pitch it to Netflix and all those places.
Yeah.
But it will come out somewhere.
Wait a minute. There's something very distinct about your special though that I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let, and if it's okay for you to let other people know.
Yeah.
Let me set this up. So a lot of comics that I know will do a special and it will be like 3 or 4 nights.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play the same club or they'll play the same wherever they're playing. Everybody knows it's for a special, right? You told me something about this show that I haven't heard before.
Oh, yeah, we did one show, man, one show. I wanted to do 2, but I couldn't sell it out. So we did one show and it ended up being, it was perfect, man. I couldn't ask for a better crowd, for a better show. We got everything we needed, man. One and done, dude. I did it all too, man. I did almost every joke that I had ever written, dude. Like I did a long time.
And everything.
Oh, you better believe Weenie Tips is on there. I'm thinking about calling it that, Weenie Tips, man.
Why not?
Well, exactly,
That's dope, man. You got Weenie Tip merch.
Yeah, I got some Weenie Tip merch on my website. I started putting up. Yeah.
Dustin, man, dude, I could do this all day with you, bro. I got to tell you again, you're one of the best in the business.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Everybody go to Nightmare Blank podcast. I can't wait. I'm going to listen to it right after this. And watch out for your movies, your comedy special. My goodness. And honestly, if Netflix doesn't pick it up, absolute morons.
Oh, it'll go somewhere.
Oh, it'll definitely go somewhere. And it's gonna, I mean, dude, I got to tell you, I don't want to end it. I want to be respectful of your time. Brother, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. This is a blast. This is one of the most fun podcasts I've ever done, dude.
Dude,
yeah.
Thank you so much, man. All right, y'all stay tuned. Work Your Career Wednesday. I'm Bradley Clark. For all of us at Work Your Career Wednesday and White Husky Films, I got to tell you that I love you and God bless you. And let His face shine upon you, give you great peace, be excellent to yourself and each other, and go follow everywhere you possibly can Dustin Ybarra. Watch out for his movies. Watch out for his comedy special. And go on to Hulu and watch Kevin Probably Saves the World. I know it'll bless you. Sketch on the flip side. See you next week.
White Husky Films. Dream, create, record. We create ads and promos for your business. We can promote your video on television, Facebook, YouTube, Hulu, and more. We do a full Google SEO analysis for you with any plan. Call us today at 305-744-1444 or visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. White Husky Films.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Hey, if you like Work Your Career Wednesday and want to be notified every single time we have a new episode, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Smash it. Get a hammer and get it. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Too much?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love it. People want
Do you hear Steven in the background? I was just making sure I'm going to be okay. But get that notification going. And hey, we will be letting you know, or I guess YouTube will be letting you know, when the next Work Your Career Wednesday is on. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Man, ding it, ring it, sling it, and bo-bang it. All right? And we will see you soon. Work Your Career Wednesday. Oh, great. I'm glad you stopped by. Be sure to get that subscription bell, and I'll see you there.